There has been around 243 standard Ninjago sets produced as of 2024, 321 if we include all the gimmick sets, and well over 500 if we include every little minifigure pack, polybag, or buildable item made. So it's no wonder that collecting them all is a very difficult task. But today, I want to start a new series where we will take a look at every LEGO Ninjago set ever made. And stick around until the end to participate in the little game. Today's video will be focused upon the pilot season sets, and we will take a look at 1 or 2 seasons in each new video. So without further ado, let's go! The very first LEGO Ninjago set ever made, going by set number, is set 2111, Kai Blister Pack. The set itself was very simple, including only 14 parts and 5 playing cards, and was not only the first in a long line of spinners, but the first in a seemingly infinite line of sets. Kai was followed by numbers 1112 to 1116, those being Cole Blister Pack, Zane Blister Pack, Chopov Blister Pack, Bonsai Blister Pack, and Crazy Blister Pack. So we got Kai, Cole and Zane, but no Jay strangely, and then the numbers jumped quite a bit and we got sets 2170 to 2175, those being Cole DX Blister Pack, Zane DX Blister Pack, Nia Blister Pack, Knuckle Blister Pack, Cruncher Blister Pack, and Whiplash Blister Pack. The next set is number 2254, Mountain Shrine, which includes Kai DX with a spinner and is just a little shrine for training. And I've always thought this spiky ball thing looked pretty cool. And then came sets 2255 and 2256, which were Wu and Garmadon blister packs. This was followed by the last spinner themed set, Spinjitzu Starter Blister Pack, which includes Jay with a spinner, which explains why Jay wasn't included in the single pack. The blister packs were a really cheap and easy way to get most of the minifigures, and it's incredible to see how much effort went into them in the early days of the Ninja, as opposed to now where they simply give us 3 mediocre gimmicky things every year. Also, the fact that Cole and Zane DX appeared in single packs explains why they're a bit cheaper compared to Kai and Jay, who appeared in bigger sets. However, Kai and Cole appeared in 3 sets each, but Zane and Jay only appeared in 2. And whilst most of the spinners were exclusive to 1 set, some like Kai and Cole DXs appeared in 2 sets. Now is probably a good time for me to sheepishly admit that I don't actually own any Ninjago sets from 2011, I just happen to have some minifigures that I acquired from Bricklink. However, this is bound to change sometime within the next week or so stay tuned. Next was set 2258, Ninja Ambush, the first of many sets around this size. It has a fun and simple little play feature and has 2 minifigures, Bonsai and Kai, and also includes the Scythe of Quakes. Small but sweet. The next set going numerically is set 2259, Skull Motorbike. Now this was the initial installment in a very long series of small Ninjago motorbike sets. The minifigures here are Jay and Chopov, who are sporting the very cool looking army helmet piece from Toy Story 3, recoloured in black, which exclusively appears in this one set. It is also worth noting that there is a funny picture of him that I found in the LEGO Ninjago Ultimate Sticker Collection and LEGO Ninjago Visual Dictionary, where his hat appears to be printed on his head, which looks pretty funny. And I actually really like the play feature in this one, where you pull this lever at the back and the skull head lunges forward. Is it just me, or have LEGO actually gotten worse at making Ninjago bikes? The next set is Ninjago's very first dragon, set 2260, Ice Dragon Attack. The main build of the set, and in fact the only actual build here, is its titular character, Shard. This dragon is unique for Zane due to the fact that it features orange highlights. Orange is a colour that wouldn't be used on any ninja until Cole in 2018, so this was way ahead of its time in that aspect. The included figures are DX Zane and Crazy, who is a funky looking Jester Skulkin. This was the smallest of the 4 original dragon sets, but was still a good looking one. Next is set 2263, Turbo Shredder. That name in and of itself doesn't actually tell you what this is. It sounds like a luxury office item, when in actuality it's a skeleton vehicle with treads at the front and wheels at the back. It has this cool feature where the mouth moves up and down when it drives, which is presumably where the shredder part of the name comes in. This is a pretty interesting and unique vehicle as far as Ninjago vehicles go, and it looks intimidating. The included figures are Jay, Cole and Fractjaw, so a nice little selection. And then next is set 2504, Spinjitzu Dojo. This set depicts the front gate of the monastery of Spinjitzu and has a few training obstacles to the left and to the right. Despite the monastery being central to the show in seasons pilot to 1 and then 10 to currently, this was one of only 2 sets that we would get based off of it, the other one being the Monastery of Spinjitzu for Ninjago Legacy in 2019. This set has a pin over on the right side and a hole on the left, so you can theoretically connect maybe 4 or more of these depending on how much you angle the walls. The figures here are regular Zane, Wu in his white pilot robe, who also comes with a spinner here, and Knuckle, with an N, not a K. The Skulkin shoulder pads in blue here look cool, and the moulded head looks way ahead of its time, honestly. And then next was a very standout set, one of the highlights of the debut Ninjago wave. Set 2505, Garmadon's Dark Fortress. This thing looks like an evil version of a LEGO City prison set, featuring jail cells and turrets up top, as well as an ever-necessary throne. I also love the menacing detachable skeleton above the equally as menacing walkway into the centre of this ominous structure. There is also a small side build of a grave, which is kind of morbid but it has a fun jump scare feature with the Skulkin. Speaking of Skulkin, the figures in this one are Bonsai, Chopov, Kai, Nia, Samakai, the leader of the Skulkin, and the man, the myth, the later to be four-armed legend himself, Garmadon. So one of the best figure selections of the pilot wave. And Garmadon's fortress really leaves a good impression, because there hasn't really been anything quite like this since. This was fittingly followed by set 2506, Skull Truck. The vehicles in these first two waves were really awesome. In the pilot season we got a Skull Motorbike, Skull ATV, Skull Truck, Skull Helicopter, and the Turbo Shredder. And then in season 1 we got a Snake Mech, Bike, Truck, Wrecking Ball, and Helicopter. We certainly don't see villain vehicles like this anymore. You're lucky if they even get a mech, honestly. The Skull Truck has a similar feature to the Turbo Shredder, where it will move its jaw when pushed up and down. And on top is this big launchable hand that you can recreate abducting a miner with, just like in the TV show. I also like the fact that this one has a windscreen that you can't even see out of due to the giant engine. The figures here are Garmadon again, Jay, Zane, and Whiplash, another Skulkin with a deliberately misspelt name. Also, it is worth mentioning that when I googled LEGO Skull Truck, this was one of the pictures that appeared. I wasn't aware that this set came with a creepy watch. Next was set 2507, Fire Temple, probably my favourite set from the pilot season. It includes this awesome Fire Temple build that splits apart at the seams to reveal Flame, Kai's dragon. I love the shaping of it all, even though the details look pretty simple by today's standards. Like there is no way that they would make a roof that straight and flat with no detailing today. But I love the little builds to the left and to the right that are almost mirrored versions of each other. And now I have to talk about the highlight of the set, the minifigures. We get Garmadon, Samakai and Nia again, like in Garmadon's Dark Fortress. We also get Kai again, but now instead of regular Kai, it is the awesome DX Kai. We also get Zane again, and Wu, but in a different outfit to his Spinjitzu Dojo variant. And we finally get Cruncher, the last of the three Skulkin with specialised heads whose names are spelled wrong, Cruncher, Knuckle and Whiplash. See the pattern? And I almost forgot to mention the dragon, Flame, who is of course Kai's dragon in season 1 of the show, and will receive a legacy remake in 2021. Sadly the temple itself never got remade, but that's not too disappointing, because the original build still holds up pretty well. Next is set 2508, Blacksmith Shop, and depicts the building scene in the very first scene of the entire show. Like all of these early sets, the build is pretty simple compared to today's modern stuff, but of course it's not fair to compare something from 13 years ago to current LEGO. These were great for their time and are still great for the most part. The blacksmith shop has a fun feature where upon opening the roof, the back wall spins around to reveal some concealed weapons. And this set also includes the map to the golden weapons that was hidden on the back of the shop's sign, where Knuckle and Cruncher accidentally found it. The included figures here are regular Kai and Cruncher again. This set was another major candidate for a legacy remake in my opinion, but the only pilot sets that actually got legacy remakes were Flame and the Monastery, judging by the Skulkin included, but even the boxes claim they are from season 1, so legacy is a bit confusing. Then we move on to set 2509, Earth Dragon Defense. This set included Cole in his DX suit as well as Whiplash, and the name of the set is derived from its main scenario, because the Earth Dragon Rocky is defending the scythe of Quakes. Rocky is pretty unique among Ninjago dragons due to his lack of wings and his large frills around the neck. But brown and sand green look good together, and this is a very nice dragon set, probably my third favourite out of the original 4 dragons. And if you would like to see me go a bit more in depth with any of the dragons, I recommend you check out my video series where I rank every Ninjago dragon. Then there's set 2516, Ninja Training Outpost, which is a tiny little set very similar to the Ninja Ambush, but featuring Cole instead of Kai. This is probably my least favourite set of this wave, and that's only due to its size unfortunately. It's just very simple, but one highlight to me is the inclusion of the Scorpion piece. Then next there's set 2518, Knuckles ATV. This features Knuckle obviously, and also DX Kai with the same spinnery used in the Mountain Shrine set. The ATV itself had suspension because it is of course an all-terrain vehicle, and it has a giant bionicle missile at the front. So one of the smaller Skulkin vehicles, but a good one. And then there's set 2519, Skeleton Bowling, which features one minifigure, the elusive and expensive DXJ, with his exclusive spinner, as well as 6 skeletons for Jay to bowl over as the set name states. The build is a somewhat simple arena with some weapons around the outside and a spinnable skeleton counter up the top. There is once again a Technic hole on the left and a pin on the right, so you could connect a couple more if you had them to make a complete arena. So this set is a fun enough build on its own, but its main driving factor is the DXJ figure, who only appears in one other much larger set. Then from here we move on to the second last main set, number 2520, Battle Arena, and this is similar to the one we just looked at, but slightly larger. This has Cold DX with the same spinner from the little blister pack, and Boneseye is also here with the same spinner from his respective blister pack. This presents a much more enclosed arena than both Skeleton Bowling and Spinjitzu Dojo, and even has some added obstacles at the sides. Namely this large spiky ball that always fascinated me as a kid, because I had never seen it in any other set, even though it did appear many times throughout Bionicle and even in one World Races set. I like the skeleton decorated archway, and I like the whole set overall. Arenas are just something they don't do a whole lot anymore, at least not in the way they used to do them. And that brings us to the final set, 2521, Lightning Dragon Battle. I really like how in the pilot season, all of the dragon set names have an adjective that adds to it. Instead of being just Ice Dragon, Earth Dragon and Lightning Dragon, it's Ice Dragon Attack, Earth Dragon Defense and Lightning Dragon Battle. Of course Kai's doesn't get one though, because his is included in the Fire Temple. And this set is definitely an epic battle. You get the massive Wisp, which is Jay's first dragon, and you get a Skulkin helicopter to go with the rest of the skeleton fleet. The included figures here are again the very rare JDX, Wu, Cruncher, who has the same spinner as his blister pack, and Frackjaw to pilot the chopper. This is the biggest and now most expensive of the 4 original dragons, and I can definitely see why. And then after this there was a few more polybags released and miscellaneous items, but that pretty much wraps it up for the pilot season and part 1 of this video. But before you go, I have a little game, because the first person to correctly guess my favourite vehicle from the season 1 sets and write it in the comments, I will pin that comment and feature it in part 2 of this video. And here's a little hint, I am excluding the Ultrasonic Raider, so it is one of the other 10 vehicles from season 1. I repeat, it is not the Ultrasonic Raider. Good luck. And one final thing, the day this video is being uploaded also happens to be the day after my birthday, and I'll soon be making a video where I discuss all of the LEGO that I got for my birthday, and there is some very awesome and classic Ninjago stuff in there, so stay tuned. Thank you all for watching all the way until the end. Let me know in the comments what your favourite set from the pilot season is. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Also let me know if you'd like to see a part 2 soon. And consider leaving a like if you enjoyed the video. That's been all for today folks. Have a great day and see you next week.